Unilever Nigeria PLC has declared a dividend of 378 million naira at the 92nd annual general meeting of the company held in Lagos today. The dividend, declared amidst a challenging operating year and environment, translates to a payout of 10 kobo gross per share to the shareholders.
For Unilever Nigeria PLC, a 378 million naira dividend declaration amidst a challenging operating year is good news. And the company has invited shareholders to the Museum Center in Lagos to receive their reward for their steadfastness to the company. This translates to a dividend payout of 10 kobo per share to the shareholders, which the managing director says was made possible by dogged determination.
The numbers are an outcome, and they're an outcome of several inputs that came from several people who kept faith and who were able to look forward and see possibility amidst great challenge.
Audited report for the year 2016 shows a 17.8% increase in turnover from 59.2 billion naira to 69.8 billion naira. Profit after tax surged by 158% from 1.19 billion naira to 3.07 billion naira in 2016. For the chairman of the board of directors, His Majesty Emeka Achebe, government has a role to play in ensuring companies like Unilever maintain their standard.
The government has come up also with an economic recovery program. It's early days, but the fact that there's a program in place, it's something that you can hope for.
The shareholders still have questions and concerns, which the managing director assures will be addressed in due course.
All comments that have been made by way of inputs are taken, and as we have assured all of you, whenever we've had the opportunity, we shall continue to do this with you, in collaboration with you.
One good thing that may be said about the relationship between Unilever Nigeria PLC and its shareholders is the loyalty of both parties to each other.
Let's take a look at some sports now. Here's Charles Aruka.
Welcome to Sports News. The immediate past Chief Judge of Lagos State, Honorable Justice Ayotunde Phllips, has been elected as a member of the FIFA Ethics Committee. Justice Phllips' election was ratified by the Congress of FIFA at its 67th Congress in Manama, Bahrain, today. Well, transparency in transfer of players, racism and paying more attention to the women's game was another area in focus at the 67th FIFA Congress in Bahrain. FIFA President Gianni Infantino believes that with the support of the players and clubs, the transfer market can be better regulated. And in the UEFA Champions League, the UEFA Europa League, Manchester United moved a step closer to a first Europa League triumph and a Champions League return by creeping past Celta Vigo to reach the final 2-1 on aggregate. Leading 1-0 from the first leg, United took control as Marouane Fellaini headed home Marcus Rashford's cross. However, Celta equalized in the 85th minute and almost edged out the Red Devils with the last kick of the game. Dutch side Ajax scaled the semi-final hurdle and will face Jose Mourinho's men in the final after securing a hard-fought 5-4 aggregate victory over Olympique Lyon. And in tennis, world number 2 Novak Djokovic has qualified for the quarterfinals of the Madrid Open. The Serbian overpowered Feliciano Lopez of Spain 6-4, 7-5. Djokovic, who won the tournament last year, took the first set 6-4 before breaking in the 12th game of the second to avoid a tie break. Game set and match on Sports News. Back to Jomo. The rest of the news at 10.
The President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, has launched a document titled Smart City Framework, a blueprint of how African countries hoping to digitize their economy can borrow a leaf from the Kigali example. Our correspondent Phllips is at that summit and now reports.
Perhaps the East African country of Rwanda is mentioned. The first boss that comes to mind is the 1994 genocide committed against the Tutsis. But Rwanda has left those sad tales behind. It has identified a strategy for a national development and integration. Rwanda is fast becoming Africa's model of smart city, and this conference, Transform Africa Summit, the third in the series, is to deepen the initiative and widen the spread across Africa.
The word smart is really about leveraging digital technologies to narrow the gap between the high-quality services we need and those we can afford, and to do so quickly. We can work together to put technology in the hands of the citizens of our continent in order to build inclusive and sustainable places to live.
From a 7-country alliance in 2013 to 18 member states in the Smart Africa Alliance today, the thinking is to leverage technology in building city systems, economies, energy, transportation, geared towards connecting, innovating, and ultimately transforming the continent into a knowledge-based economy.
4G here in Rwanda was just a PowerPoint slide. Today, it is a blanket that covers 70% of our country, connecting businesses, transforming education.
Rwanda recognizes this and has been at the forefront in the last 7 years.
ICT has a great chance of achieving significant socio-economic development for the African continent. The only way this can happen is if we as African countries decide to collaborate and work together as one.
The fire is spreading and fast. It has become increasingly obvious that this is the way to go. It's better late than never, especially for the big brothers.
With a population of almost 200 million now, we desire this new technology and innovation more than any other country on the African continent.
Rwanda today is known to be one of the fastest growing economy in terms of the technology it has deployed into transportation, energy, water, aviation, and every aspect of the governance in this society. And the president has launched that document, which essentially allows any African country to pick up that document and go smart, go digital, and grow the economy of its country using technology. From the International Convention Center here in Kigali, Phllips reporting for Channels Television News.
24 people have been killed after a wall collapsed during a wedding ceremony in India. Authorities say another 30 people were injured in the incident, 15 of them seriously. And the main news again. The National Assembly today passed the 2017 budget of 7.44 trillion naira. The lawmakers also released details of the federal legislature's projected expenditure for the first time in 20 years. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Benyato. You have a good night.